the reunification of Cameroon. And that's why some of them, like Mr. ATOGHO, when they came back with their degrees from Ghana, Nigeria, and so forth, they joined the queue with the politicians, the Munas and the Fonchas and so forth, and got involved in the practical things of politics and the motivation and instigation of people to be pro-reunification. We heard a lot about him because of his intelligence, his ability to even rouse crowds, because he's eloquent in speech and prolific in writing. He's a man with a moral upstanding, and one could dare to emulate him in some of the things that he did without fear, without any consideration at all.
What you saw, what we expected, what we heard from the Prime Minister came from the writings of his Secretary General. So I'm sure that when you see the character, you know very well that he deserves praise for what he did at that time. Especially for his age. He was very young then, and one did not know such a young man would produce so much, but they were surprised to see ATOGHO. And if he comes to speak for the PM, you know that there is someone with substance talking. It's not just anybody, but someone you rely on, who too knew that he was representing the PM. If you went to Yaoundé and you met him, he received you as a guest who has come to an office you knew you loved. And he would try to give you the best of what he could. If it was advice, he gave you the best advice he could. And that was ATOGHO. He was not the man who said one thing and thought the other. No, straight, clear, that I know.
Achievers like David ATOGHO always generally have solid foundations in their faith. No doubt, ATOGHO's faith fed into his whole life, and he held several key positions in the church. But like all human beings with their innate frailties, ATOGHO was also subject to temptations and external influences. And yet, the silent voice of God would not let him go astray.
I was baptized as a Presbyterian by sprinkling in December 1950 when I was in Bali College, first year in college, and I continued. I was president of CYF in Buea when I started working. I rose up, I became an elder in the church in Buea. I was chairman of the congregation. But when I went to the University of Ghana with all that Nkrumah did, African personality, all the condemnation of colonialism, which included now condemnation of Christianity, or preaching that, well, all religions are the same and so on, my Christianity became diluted. When I came back, even though I was an elder, chairman of the congregation, I thought that my Christian life was not what it should be. Then in 1975, Dr. Fomum comes in from Makerere, and there's a good Presbyterian, we were all together, and he starts to preach, and I see that he had something which I didn't have, and something which I wanted very much. He gave me a book, and I read the book, confronted the question that the Apostle Paul asked, shall we continue to sin so that grace may abound? God forbid. And the explanation that is given in Romans 6 dawned on me so much that that day I surrendered my life to the Lord. 23rd September 1976, I was born again. Came back and I was baptized in water. And the Born Again movement gathered momentum until later on we started Christian Missionary Fellowship with Professor Fomum as the leader. And my contribution as an elder, as the principal of the school that trained missionaries to go out. Before Dr. Fomum died, we had missionaries in 65 countries around the world.
This is a former secretary to the Prime Minister, director of cabinet of the second personality of state with rank of minister. In the church, he was an usher. That shows you how he could also be humble, particularly in matters relating to God.